Okay, so thank you for joining our session today. And yes, I see smiley faces. Great. So today we're going to have a discussion about finding a job. And today we have a guest, Ivan Kulikov. Please welcome Ivan. So he will tell us today more about his job in Cyprus, and also he will answer your questions and share his own experience. So if you have your questions, please don't hesitate. Switch on your microphone, switch on your camera, and please speak up. Okay, so let's welcome Ivan. And first of all, Ivan, could you please introduce yourself and your background in quality assurance? So where did you work before your relocation? What was your experience?
Okay, hello Maria, hello everybody. So you can ask me at any moment, interrupt, and we will have discussion. Don't hesitate to turn off your camera and discuss everything, because I hope that this presentation, or how to say, meeting, speech will not be only like my telling. So you can ask me about everything. I hope it will be useful for everybody, because some experience usually is not written somewhere. But if you want to know something about Cyprus, I can answer. And now, maybe after the presentation. So thank you very much, Maria, for invitation. About myself. So my name is Ivan, and I am in PA already 20 years, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But I started my career in Kaspersky. And I was test trainee. I was studying at university on third course, and from that time I started my career in Kaspersky, and it was the only company before Cyprus in which I worked. I worked in Kaspersky for 18 years. You can imagine it's a quite long period. So, and all my work was related to QA. I started as trainee. After that, I was junior engineer, middle engineer, senior engineer, team lead, test manager, head of department, components department, testing, core technologies, quality control, and the last position in Kaspersky, it was head of engineering productivity. It's the department which created the whole process of development, like CI tools, version control system, test system, build system, test report system, and so on and so on. So you can see that all my experience in Kaspersky is related to QA. And then suddenly, something happened, and this situation, bad processes, and so on, so on. I decided that it's time to change something. I started to find work, and absolutely unexpectedly, absolutely, like, it was surprise for me that I am going to Cyprus. I have never been to Cyprus before. I didn't plan to go to Cyprus. Yes, I afraid did, how to say, and to go afraid to go to Cyprus. Yes, because it's like, I imagine Cyprus like very hot country. When people go out, they fail without guide people, because it's completely impossible to work. But it's not true. Yes, and I'm here. When I have come to Cyprus, I was very surprised that it's a beautiful country. So yeah, my position is also related to QA. Here I am head of QA. Now it's renamed to director of QA, but it doesn't mean anything. So I have team also about 30 people, QA engineers, automation engineers, and I work now for the company which creates application, not only application, but a number of services which are um, the goal is to deliver food, such application. In Russia, it's, for example, Yandex market, maybe how it's called, Яндекс.Еда now, maybe Яндекс.Go, maybe now, I don't know. But previously, yes, it was Яндекс.Еда. Now we have the same application, but in Saudi Arabia. It's the name of the application is To You. So you know, Saudi Arabian market is quite closed. They have their own applications, like in Russia, their own applications, banks, and so on, so on. So that is why they have their own application for food delivery. It's To You application. We are not maybe the leader, but we are in 3/3 company, 3 first places. Yes, like we are the first in all cities in Saudi Arabia, except the capital, Riyadh. That is why we are there. Yes, it's quite interesting situation, but yes, it's our like main threat, main threat that we are the leader in all cities, but not in Riyadh. Okay, so here I have key team, and I don't know, maybe you have additional question about my career. Ask anything.
Thank you so much. So we have new people joining us, and we remind you guys that you're welcome to ask any question. So switch on your camera and ask Ivan whatever you want to know. Yeah, and as we see, you have quite an extensive experience, right, in QA. So while you were choosing the country for relocation, why did you choose Cyprus? Were you considering any other options?
As I already said, no, it was a really surprise for me. I started to work, I started to find job abroad. Like, when I was in Russia, I started to find job abroad, and it was like I opened LinkedIn and started to investigate situation. And like it was, as I already said, I have been working for Kaspersky 18 years, and it was really my first big experience.
Hello, hello. Ivan, can you hear me? Guys, can anybody hear us? Can you write plus in the comments and if you can hear us? Okay. Ivan is back. Okay, Ivan, can you hear us?
I am here. Yes,
okay,
yes.
Please go on.
Sorry, Teams was crashed. Sorry. So I am here once again. So yes, I opened LinkedIn and started to investigate the situation. Yes, it was experience. I really did not experience finding job, and I started to find different positions from junior Python developer to head of development, because previous position was like head of engineering productivity. Yes, and also my friend said, Ivan, I think you should find K, head of K. It will be the good. I really asked myself, okay, I like K. My birthday is in K day, K Testers Day on 19th of September. So I decided, okay, maybe it's like my судьба. I don't know.
My destiny. It's like my destiny.
Destiny. Okay, and I started to find job and find this post. About the job, applied, and that's all. And really, it was luck. You should think that nowadays, really, it's quite difficult to find job. Especially for manager positions, for head of something, it's very difficult to find job. So it was really luck, because I have found it maybe in 2 months, I think so. I don't remember the exact period, but and it was Cyprus. Yes, as I already said, I never planned to go to Cyprus, but I decided in this situation I should try. After that, I'll have a look. Yes, and when I have come to the Cyprus, I really realized that it was quite a good decision. Yes, I can say that it's a really nice place for Russian people, really for Russian people, because I have been to Europe and many countries, maybe in many countries, and I really didn't know that in Cyprus so friendly atmosphere for Russian people. That is why I was really pleased. I was satisfied.
So overall, it took you about 2 months to find a job. And how long did it take to
Yes.
apply for some documents to make some documents?
Yes. Later I'll describe you a little about process. Process quite simple. You should have like the most difficult thing. You should have any visa, any Schengen visa or Cyprus visa. Nowadays, Cyprus visa or Schengen touristic visa, not like work visa or something difficult. You can apply it by yourself. Nowadays, for example, Cyprus can provide visas for tourists without any problem. You should provide tickets, hotel reservation, and so on. So when you have job offer, you simply travel to Cyprus like a tourist. Yes, and come to the office of your company. Like, I am tourist, I'm here. After that, they get your documents and for example, diploma, as I remember, maybe it was translated, some certificate from police, and I think that's all. Maybe resume, CV, maybe something else. Not big set of documents, but as I remember, diploma is is important. Maybe mandatory document. I don't remember. And after that, they are starting. They start the process of how to say hiring you. They transfer my documents to the government organizations. You will wait about 2 or 3 months, and after that you will receive permit. Yes, it's very, how to say, not quick country. Everything is slow in Cyprus. For example, bank card, at least 3 months to achieve to receive bank card. Yes. Also for first permit, also about 3 months. Also, everything is slow. It's like South country, European country. Everything's slow. And after Russia, you will see like, oh, is it really impossible to get card in a moment? Yes, it's impossible. You can, for example, if you will not insist, you will not receive your card. So you should go every check office many times and so on and so on. But the main things is to get this permit and bank card. Only two banks gives card for Russian people in Cyprus now. It's Bank of Cyprus and Hellenic Bank. Yes. So the process is quite simple. All companies in Cyprus have know what to do. Almost all of them has Russian roots, how to say. That is why it's really quite simple in terms of documents. Yes, that is why simply you can start apply from Russia, from anywhere, anywhere to jobs in Cyprus, but be ready. At the moment you will receive job offer, you will you should find the way to get a Schengen visa or Cyprus visa to enter like a tourist. And after that, nothing difficult. That's all. So the process is quite simple to receive the offer, and after that, visa, and that's all.
Okay.
So maybe you have questions. Ask
Yeah,
everything.
we have a question. We have a question in the chat.
Okay.
So the person is asking, Alexei, is it not dangerous to wait until you wait this work permit while working with tourist visa? I had same problem, and even I was in migrant police department. So what do you say, Ivan? Is it
in
okay?
Cyprus, Alexei, are you in Cyprus or in other country? Because in Cyprus, as I heard, it's not a problem. Starting from the moment when you applied to the visa, you are getting this paper, like paper about that you paid for applying. You have paid for applying, yes, for application. And this paper is like your document. Really, it's white paper without any stamp, without anything, but it's really a document. You can travel also with it, but I do not suggest you because some on some borders you can maybe have problem. I didn't travel and do not suggest you, but you are absolutely legal during this time. Really, it will last more than your touristic visa. It's maybe it will be quicker than your touristic visa, but sometimes it will be longer than the duration of your touristic visa, and it's not forbidden. It's good. When you started applying, you already have so to say, rights to live in the country. But if you will get refusal, it's almost impossible, but certainly maybe. You should exit from the country, as I remember, maybe in 10 days, or maybe, I don't know, maybe in a month. So you should go out, and that's all. That is why, Alexei, you can comment if it's in Cyprus, because in Cyprus I didn't hear about such a problem.
Alexei says he had this problem in China. So Alexei, you're welcome to unmute yourself and share your experience, probably ask some questions so you can speak up. Yeah, and if any of you also had some experience in European country, you can also tell us about it. So don't be shy. We'll be glad to hear from you. Okay, and we have one more question from Pavel. How long have you been looking for a job? How did the interview go? Which questions? Yeah, so can you tell us more about the interview process, Ivan?
It was one interview, really. Like, really, it was a good process. The company is grown from the Russian outsource. So first of all, it was a prototype of the application was created by a Russian outsourced team, which were located in St. Petersburg and Novosibirsk. So after that, the head of our company, CEO, decided, Mohammed, our CEO in Saudi Arabia, you should know, yes. Mohammed decided that our development team should go to the Cyprus. They organized this office, and it means that the whole company, the whole development, almost the whole development is Russian speaking. Yes, you have, and you know that there are almost all IT companies in Cyprus. How to say? Not all, but the majority of companies is Russian speaking. So that is why the interview was first of all in Russian. It was about an hour. Yes, the head of development and another girl, which is also had QA experience, asked me about management, about QA, some technical questions, just a little. Yes, and after the meeting, they said, "Okay, he can." Like he can, and that's all. I mean that you should understand that it very depends on the company, and you should really understand that it depends on. It can be like in Russia. Yes, it can be like in Russia. In these terms, it's really quite comfortable place to search work abroad. You can really apply like to any Russian company, but with slight, how to say, for example, you should write your CV in English, and also you should know English a little, at least like me. Yes, at least trying to talk because managers, for example, in our company, managers in Saudi Arabia, in Jordan, and so we talk in English, and we write documents in English, and so on, so on. And I think it's the only difference, the level of English and the CV in English. But in other terms, the same circumstances. I think the same questions, the same tools. For example, Russian style tools. For example, any testing tools which I used in Russia, and so on. It's really the same experience. So how long? As I said, it took me about 2 months, but I started to find a job slowly before I was fired from Kaspersky. Yes, and it was like slow process. And, I think it was luck, really. But yes, I know nowadays it's very difficult. But I suggest you try, how to say, the topic of today's meeting is how to find, and there will be not secrets today from me. Just work, study, and try, and try, and try, and try. Don't hesitate. In terms of if you want to live in country with a lot of sun, like the summer, the whole year, yes, and so on, you can try, and there's no problem. I think there are a lot of options here. Yes.
We have some more questions. Yeah. So
Okay,
one
but I
from
don't see
Alex.
them. I don't see
They're
them. Okay.
in the chat. They're in the chat. You can open, or I can read them out for you. So the question from Alexei: did you apply through LinkedIn? I think we've covered this one
Yes.
already, and directly or through other job application search engines. So is it only possible to find a job through LinkedIn, or you can also recommend some other?
Okay, I'll recommend first of all, yes, LinkedIn, but yes, I have found job in LinkedIn, and not like in the section of job, section in LinkedIn which is called job. I found the post of like repost from my previous HR manager, which some time ago worked in Kaspersky 10 years ago. She was in my connection. She reposted the vacancy, so I found it. Like simply reading feed. About where to find the job. First of all, LinkedIn, but not all companies publish vacancies there. So you should try to find vacancies on their pages, on the company's sites. Yes, really, it's difficult sometimes to find the list of the companies which in Cyprus. Also, it's difficult to find every page where all vacancies are published. But nowadays, I realized that not all vacancies are published in LinkedIn, and sometimes they are outdated. Outdated, I mean that they are not actual in LinkedIn. And also, you should know that it's expensive to publish vacancies in LinkedIn. Yes, it's not for free. That is why companies do not publish all vacancies in LinkedIn. You should, especially for PA, sometimes they are not published, but in our case, you can find my page, for example, like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I have reposted one vacancy for PA in our company. You can have a look. Yes, on my LinkedIn page. Our company uses LinkedIn. Yes, but not every company. That is why you should find companies like create Excel file. I have Excel file. I have links. I go through them. Sometimes click link, check vacancies, and so on, so on. So yes, it's a process. You know that to find the job like it's a second job. Yes, somebody said that it's like second job. It's true. But nothing hidden, nothing like I do not believe in connections like the main power of finding the job. Yes, you can like as you read, maybe you have read my like biography a little in maybe in LinkedIn. We created our QA department, which about 30 people from the scratch. When I have come to the company, it was about 7 people, and from 7 people to the 30 people, we hired people, and no any how to say. CV from the friends, like it was really all people from the market, real interviews, real discussions, real, and nothing, no secrets here. Yes.
So this is all possible, yeah. Even if
Yes,
you don't have connections, you can just find a job via LinkedIn.
Yes, but maybe when you become like head of department, maybe it's more useful to have some kind of connections back. When it's a little, because I really want maybe to switch back to some junior developer or something like this, because when you manage it's absolutely difficult. But when you are engineer, only level of your knowledge, and it's really quite acceptable, quite possible. Yes.
I see. Yeah, it takes time, it takes effort, but it's possible, as we see. And also, Pavel asks, what is the level of your English now? So, do you really need it, or it's possible to work without English?
Yes, it's really needed. It's really needed. Certainly, inside my team, we have only one girl which understands Russian a little, but do not speak Russian. She speaks English. So, like we talk, I speak Russian and she answers English. Really, quite interesting situation. But almost all contacts with Saudi Arabia, with Jordan, in English. I have such meetings maybe 3 times a day, 2, 3 times a day. Yes. So I cannot say that like you should have excellent English. First of all, you should have knowledge, but you should have quite acceptable level. Like to understand the main things, and also you should how to say, do not afraid. I know that we have Russian people, especially barrier, something like a wall, like we afraid, but nobody speaks good like me. Yes, nobody speaks good, but you should ask once again, and everybody will repeat, will understand that your level not good. He will repeat slowly. Maybe he will say, okay, let's communicate in chat and so on, so on. But you should have some level to discuss, because without it, I think it's impossible. Yes. Not impossible. Yes, and maybe quite in Russian company, maybe, yeah, but some level I think you need. Okay.
I see. I see. And did they check the level at the interview? Did they ask any questions in
Yes,
English?
in my case, certainly we discussed about half an hour in English, about my life a little, about my, how to say, experience. And after that, a couple of questions related to technical knowledge in English. But after that, we switched to Russian because all my managers also Russian and they also speak Russian better than English. That is why we switched to English for difficult questions, or to Russian for difficult questions and continue Russian.
I see. I see. Okay. So English is still required in your company, right? To speak with foreign people. And guys, if you're not sure about your English level, so if you want to work for an international company, but you think that your level is a bit not enough for this, then we have a good suggestion for you. So please join our Across English for QA Engineers course. And this is a very conversational, a very practical course that will help you to begin your career, your international career. So you will study how to do everything, all the tasks in English. And you will be able to begin working as a QA in an international team. So also you will be able to have a final mock interview with the QA mentor. So this will really boost your skills and confidence. And also, if you want to expand your knowledge, we also offer courses for tech people. That is also for people who would like to work for IT projects. If you join our free session, we will give you a free roadmap how to develop your English for international career. So please subscribe to our channel and follow our courses, and they will really help you get your English to a next level to take part in international projects. So Ivan knows how important this is. To always work on your English. This is a continuous process.
Yes, I can add that really the only way to broke this wall, to do not afraid these interviews and so on, is practice. Really, like we discussed with our colleagues, that 2 times a week, it's the only scope, like amount of lessons, not to forget English. Yes, really 2 lessons a week you should have. In my practice, it's not maybe somebody have other opinion, but I decided that I should have 2 lessons a week, and I should have it with people who knows rules in Russian, knows English rules, but can explain it in Russian. Because somebody says you should talk with native speakers. Certainly, you should talk with native speakers. You can you can visit clubs. You can try on italki and so on and so on. It's certainly good practice. But in my case, when I started to work for the company to you, my level of English was like just a bit higher than the floor. Yes, and really, I made a lot of mistakes. Yes, and I think it's the problem for all of us, especially in Russian, because we don't have practice. For example, in Cyprus, everybody speaks English. I mean, you can speak with every Cypriot in English. Yes, and they really good, quite acceptable level. For me, it was surprise. I thought that I have enough level for speaking in the cafe, but it was not true. When I have come to the cafe in Cyprus, I understood that really everybody speaks, and I am not. It was a surprise. But and the main problem that we are making mistakes. Yes, like already are deep in our heads. Yes, that is why professional people who can explain and every time interrupt you and correct your mistakes will help you. Because when you talk like with native speaker, nobody will interrupt you. They will understand, and you will continue speak incorrectly, yes, and it will bad situation. That is why it's my suggestion. Everybody decide your way, but certainly some level we should have in any country except Russia, maybe in Russia you can without English, but in every country I think so you should have some level of English.
Yes, exactly. So you should always work on your English. And if guys, you would like to begin your career, subscribe for our courses and we will help you learn some rules and boost your confidence and practice as well. So there is also a question about 1C solutions. Alexei, do you want to ask the question out loud? You can unmute yourself and speak to us. Okay, probably we'll be happy to hear from you. So Alexei is asking, are there international 1C solutions used in Cyprus? Ivan, do you know anything about this?
International 1C solution. I really not from, I have to say, I don't know about 1C because I didn't work with it. As I know, it's a solution which is adopted for Russian needs, yes, for Russian environment, as I know. Maybe I am not correct. That is why, yes, please connect. Let's discuss maybe with microphone. But certainly in Cyprus, there are different companies which may be quite near from this area. Maybe, do you know Right company? It's from the St. Petersburg. Now it's in Nicosia, in the capital of Cyprus. They create some project management solution which is used in many big companies. Yes, so as I know, in Toyota, for example. Yes, it's really quite interesting company, right? But it's not about one C. I know, no. Maybe we have the same kind of companies in Cyprus. Really, not know.
Okay, Alexei, if you have anything else to add, you can just switch on your microphone and let us know, okay, what you mean. The next question from Mark, do you need mobile QA from Tinkoff? So this is a good question about openings in your company. And Ivan, can you tell us more?
Yes, the short answer is yes. I can say that we have already key engineers from Tinkoff. I remember Nadia have worked for Tinkoff, for VK. So I mean that really level of the knowledge keys in Russian companies such as Tinkoff, Fabita, Yandex, VK, and so on, really quite high. And the candidates of such companies really may be the best for needs of Cyprus companies. But I want to say for candidates like for you, that you should understand it will be not Tinkoff, it will be not VK, it will be not big company, it will be not how to say the company with a lot of different projects, because it's another market. Yes, first of all, you should know. Let me tell, because a lot of written in my paper for this meeting. I'll mention during your questions something from this paper. For example, in my paper is written that that Cyprus is the capital of such industries like crypto, forex. I don't like this word, but porno and so on. There are a lot of companies here of this kind, but maybe only half companies like this. Other half of companies is really from different areas, from such like me, for example, my company, Saudi Arabian company, not very big, It's startup with a lot of problems of startup, not good processes, a lot of maybe some problems with money, some instability, and so on, so on, so on. Yes, you should know that it's like I forgot English word. Like it will be with for you. It will be really can be difficult. You should be ready for this because you will change like the big company for this maybe a little not famous, not stable, more maybe not so developed with not very developed culture of meetups, knowledge sharing, and so on, so on. But it's challenging, and it's really big chance for you to how to say to develop yourself. Because when I was in Kaspersky, it was like quiet, very quiet, comfortable situation. You can do everything you want to do. But here, you will do everything. You will think about the company failure every day. You will think about developing your company as startup, yes. And, yes, different companies, but for example, we have also very good companies like JetBrains in Cyprus. You know, you can try JetBrains, very good company. For example, we have InDrive, yes, interesting company, but also startup. I am calling startups the companies which are not profitable. For example, maybe the only company is profitable. I know it's JetBrains. I know maybe other companies, and also forex companies. They have a lot of money. Like they provide cars. You know, here, for example, if you Xmas, for example, company, you will work for a company. It's a really big company. They provide a car, really wonderful car. They provide money for education. So very different companies, very different situation, very different circumstances in companies. That is why, yes, you should choose, and it will be nothing of. I think we don't have such a kind of companies here. Maybe the only JetBrains.
But do you know if your current company is hiring any specialists, if you have vacancies? Yeah, for what
Yes,
kind of specialists?
we have one vacancy now for my department. It's QA engineer. We are calling it like full stack engineer. So it's mobile first of all. It's API testing, and it's Java automation. So we this person will test and automate half and half. We organize it like with periods of time. For example, 1 week or 1 month, you will automate. After that, you will switch to manual testing for 1 week or 1 month, and so on, so on. After period of time, maybe you will be switched to another area, another vertical, business vertical, and so on, so on. It's startup in Thailand. Very dynamic situation.
Okay,
Dynamic.
interesting. So, okay, if somebody wants to apply, where can they find this position? Also via LinkedIn?
You can find my LinkedIn and the first post in my profile. It will be about this and yes, I think it's the best way you can write me directly.
Okay, thank you. So, Mark, if you would like to apply for a job, you know what to do. Okay, so this is all possible. Okay, one more question from Ivan. So Ivan is asking, what could you say about Python programmers? So do companies need Python developers right now?
Yes, yeah. I don't know. For example, in our company, I do not manage Python developers nowadays. Yes, I know we have Python about about 5 developers. Yes, because our backend is written in Java. Yes, using Java, and so we have Python developers in business analytics path. they create tools for our analysts for some calculations with databases, data warehouses, and so on, so on. Some integration with AI also with Python, because nowadays, for example, we have recognition of photos in our application, and also it's Python, yes. Yes, Python are needed, but you know, previously I managed Python developers, and I can say that it's really quite dangerous, how to say, area of IT, because nowadays Python, me also knows Python. I can say I know Python, but certainly when you are applying to Python developer, your level should be really very high. Not maybe how to say expert, but high level. For example, you really should know maybe the difference of last version of Python. You really should know about Lambda functions and so on, so on. I mean that it should not be like junior level, because junior level Python is not needed everywhere. I think so. It's my understanding of things. Also about QA, really about QA, because previously when I worked in Kaspersky, I interviewed usually juniors. I liked students. We invited students and so on. So nowadays in my company, really quite difficult. I can say nobody will accept junior level, because we should be quick. We do not have time like some months for studying. So really high level is needed. But don't afraid. This level is achievable maybe in 2-3 months of study. Simply study, simply learn everything. You know, nowadays internet is already, because when I started in IT, we didn't have like Google search engines and so on, so on. It was quite difficult. But nowadays you have ChatGPT, other artificial intelligence tools. You can simply study by talking with it. Yes, talking and study and improve your knowledge, improve, asking about everything like stupid student, and you will find any information. Documentation is everywhere. That is why I'm not problem. Just study, and really we ask a lot of knowledge from different areas, but it can be found everywhere. Like couple of interviews, write down unknown questions, and after that, on third, fourth interview, you really will be better. That's all.
Sounds good. So if
I
you see,
can describe what I am asking, but like maybe after this meeting, okay, it will be technical, like a set of questions, but they are about how to test on mobile, how to test API, and what is the programming language, how to write simple tests, and so on, so on. It's not how to say wide, but different type of questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the valuable insights. So guys, write down the information. So if you're a senior Python developer, you have a chance, right?
Certainly, you can, and you know, but you should first of all already be ready to relocate. It's, for example, many companies. I heard this trend already maybe a year or 2 years in Cyprus, that companies decided that people should relocate and come to office. Not every company, our company not, but other companies are really big companies, especially big like forex companies or big gaming companies, for example, war gaming, yes, Playrix, you know, these big companies also they insist that you should relocate. That is why you should be ready. So to relocate, and after that, try from Russia. These companies, all companies, really try to find people from Russia. In Cyprus, for example, if you will find somewhere in Germany or Finland and so on, I know they will not find from Russia. It will be like an exceptional case, really. But when you applying to Cyprus, it's like main market for Cyprus companies to find a good expert from Russia.
Interesting. Okay, so it might be a good chance. What about traveling with family? So there's a question from Alexei. Is it possible to move to Cyprus with family in case, for example, my wife is not from IT? How can she apply for permanent residency as a wife of a person and legally after her tourist visa expires? So what about the arrangements for visa for the family?
Yeah, the same. You are coming with your family. With touristic visa, you are applying like you are main employer, and your family will be dependent, and you will have how to say, they will have like a permit which is connected to your permit. So it means that if your permit is ended after firing from your job, yes, their permit will be ended too. That is why I like you should understand these risks. You know, for children, for example, it's very complicated to change schools and so on and so on. That is why you should understand that you will depend on your work. As I remember, you should exit from the country after if in case you are fired, you should exit, as I remember, in 3 months. 3 months. It's quite long, but not long because of how difficult to find job nowadays. Yes, that is why my suggestion, if you really want to live in Cyprus and to stay here, how to say, to be stable, you should come, for example, maybe alone, maybe with family, but I suggest your wife to find job also. If you have 2 independent permits, it will be absolutely comfortable situation. In my case, I have 1 permit, and really quite difficult. Not difficult, but really it's like an idea in my head that yes, it can be. That is why yes, 2 permits better than 1. Family can live here. For wife, nothing. It's just your wife. For children, you should get a certificate from the school. It means that when you coming to Cyprus, you are going to any school, says that my children want to study in your school. They like finding a place for you. It's difficult to find place for children. Yes, I'll describe a little. And if you have this certificate, you apply for children. The only document is this certificate that that your children will study in the school. They like preliminary certificate. They accepted you to study in their school. And for wife, nothing, especially they know. But after that, a wife can switch to real permit to work permit. The only requirement, as I know, the salary should be not less than 2,500 of euro. As I remember, 2,500 euros.
Okay, so thank you for the tips. And the question about living expenses. How much money do you need per month for living in Cyprus? So can you share some
Okay, some information about some insights about Cyprus. First of all, Limassol, the most expensive city. I am in Limassol. Really, 2-bedroom flat is about 1,500. Plus for electricity and water, it can be about 200 euros a month. So in my case, 1,700, I think. Also, I'm here alone. That is why my family travels many times. It's how to say, it's the main the main budget for us. Yes, the traveling, but for food, I can say some prices. For example, a cup of coffee is about 4 euros, 5 euros. As I know, in Moscow nowadays the price the same. For example, if you go to Coffee Mania, it will be quite about 700, yes. So 7 euros, and in Cyprus the most expensive maybe 5 euros. For about food, potatoes is about potatoes, but potatoes in Greek is about 1 euro, maybe 2 euros in winter. Not more expensive than in Russia also. I mean that if you will eat in the shop, it's more expensive, really. For example, meat expensive, fish expensive, yes. Meat not very expensive, but fish expensive, yes. I don't know why. But fruit not expensive, and they are very, very good. A lot of kind of oranges during the whole year. It's very tomatoes, the beautiful tomatoes, yes, and so on. So if you will eat from the shop, it will be quite maybe a little, maybe 1.5 expensive, more expensive than in Russia, but not a lot. But flat is very expensive. Yes. Gas for your car is more expensive if you will use a car. Yes. For example, everybody says in Cyprus you should have a car. I don't have a car. I live near the office. I have a bicycle. I love to travel by bicycle, but almost everybody have a car in Cyprus. Yes. About 400 for rent a month. And also oil, also not oil, but gas. Yes, about, I don't know. It depends how much you will travel. So not very expensive, but you know the salaries. You should ask salary in Cyprus greater than in Russia. Yes, and it will be in general. It will be the same, maybe a little bit better. In general, that is why you should ask really salaries here higher than in Russia, but not in every company. There are some companies that really pay low salaries. They are big companies, for example, Exness, yes, they provide car, but at the same time, they pay low salaries. It's like hack from the side. Yes, so really depends.
Okay, yeah, sounds interesting. So do you have any other tips, maybe something we should know about Cyprus before moving there? Maybe something about the weather, some peak
Yes,
seasons.
about the weather, you must know about the weather and about the village of Cyprus, the big village Cyprus. Yes. So first of all, weather. It's sun. Absolutely, every day sun, and it's like press you. You should understand that the main problem is not hot weather. The main problem is not humidity. The main not but sun. You will surprise because in Russia everybody wants to see sun. Yes, in Moscow, in St. Petersburg, oh sun, it's so beautiful. When you photo Cyprus, everybody says, oh, so wonderful. Photos are beautiful because it's sun. Yes, but in the middle of the day, also in winter nowadays, for example, it's really difficult to be on the sun. For me, it's really difficult. Sun pressures you, pressures. Yes, for after a period of time, you will be tired. You will lose your, so to say, power. It's quite interesting experience. You should understand that you will not, and especially in summer, it will be very hot. Also, Cypriots go out from the Cyprus in August and September, because the whole August and September you will switch on air conditioners at night. Also, you will sleep with air conditioner, and it's difficult for your health. It's really difficult. And how to say, cold air. Yes, you can adapt, but you should how to say, to organize your life to travel somewhere in August and September. But another day, another how to say, time of the year, really quite acceptable. Nowadays, the wonderful weather. Yes, a little bit press. You can maybe should not travel by bike the whole day. Nowadays, I travel by bike, but to the mountains. In mountains, it's good. But if you will travel the whole day along the beach, for me, I will have headache to sun after that. Really, sun like press you, press. Yes, but you will swim the sea maybe the whole year. Yes, the whole year people swim, and it's like one hack for save yourself during the hot. And it was first interesting thing you should know. Yes, if you like sun, if you like hot weather, it will be for you. If you afraid, you should try. But really, I am not person. I traveled, for example, to Finland maybe 10 times. It's the most favorite country. Yes, I like cold countries. But when I have come to Cyprus, I like all months except summer, because it's really summer in my terms. In my terms, it's summer with traveling by a bicycle. But in Cyprus summer, it's like in Saudi Arabia. So it's a little difficult, but acceptable. 15 minutes in along the streets, and you should hike somewhere. 15, 20 minutes on the sun in summer, it's acceptable, not more. You should plan, or you will go by car, or you will travel by office to home, not more than 20 minutes. Really difficult on sun. So, and another important thing that Cyprus, it's not a city like, it will be not megapolis like Moscow. It will be not megapolis like Berlin, Paris, and so on. So on. It also maybe Copenhagen. Also, the Cyprus will not be like Copenhagen, but Copenhagen is like a village. Yes, it is really village. In the Cyprus is developing from the and become like a city. Cyprus, there are only 4 cities in Cyprus, like Larnaca, Nicosia, Limassol, and Paphos, and they become like cities maybe 10, 15 years ago, and really because of Russian IT. Yes, it become like better every day. For example, since I have come to Cyprus, I see, for example, all buses are changed. Nowadays in Limassol, we have new buses. New roads are created. A lot of buildings are building now, right now, really. It's developing now, but it will be not megapolis. But for me, it's quite acceptable. I get up in the morning, I hear chickens near my house, yes, and after that I can go 10 minutes and come to hipster cafe, like to have a cup of coffee, wonderful cafes, clubs near my house, and everything like in 10 minutes. It's like paradox and quite interesting experience. Yes. About country, also you should know a lot. Can we continue? Maybe 10 minutes more?
Yeah, sure, continue.
Certainly, I can describe that also Cypriot are very good, like Russian people, because first of all, they are Orthodox and in religion. They have Orthodox religion, yes, Christian Orthodox religion. They are the same like we. If you come to like some Cyprus house, you will see icons. You will see, like in Russia, table. The whole family sits around the table, discuss all problems, and so on. So on. They are very friendly to Russian people. It's very comfortable. And what to say? And also, you can say know that Cyprus is Asia. It's not Europe. You should understand. Cyprus is Asia by geography, geographically. Yes, it's Asia geographically, but it's included to Europe. South Cyprus, not North Cyprus. You should know it's two different countries, completely different. Do not travel to North countries. It's not how to say known country. How to, it's not like a country which is accepted by other countries, but South Cyprus, it's like Asia, mix of Asia and Europe. Certainly, Greek culture is Europe culture. Yes, Cyprus loves Greek. There is Greek language in Cyprus, but a lot of Lebanese people, a lot of Arabian people, Indian people here. With different traditions. You can see like they're sitting along the streets, eating by hands. It's really Asia in some terms, yes. So it's, but at the same time, you can see like how Cypriot people live in their clean, big flats, very European style flats, houses, and so on, so on, so on. It's really very big mix of cultures here. Yes, and for you, maybe one more important fact that about half of the year the new law was accepted, so you can get Cypriot passport in 5 years or maybe in 4 years. It depends on your level of Greek. So if you plan to come to Cyprus, study Greek also from the beginning. Do not wait, because it's really difficult. Not difficult, but there are many rules like in Russian language. Yes, падежи, I don't know how to say, rada, and so on, so on. It's really like Russian language, but with letters from math, from Russian math, and really quite interesting language. But if you study it, if you will know it, you can apply to the passport in 4 years and in 5 years, and it's really good. It will get you stability, so in your life. So it's also important thing.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Thank you. So you enjoy your experience and you find this country very nice
Yes.
for living, for working.
Yes, yes. After that, really, I decided not to go to Finland.
Okay, that's
My
nice.
decision.
And you can enjoy the weather, the fruits.
Yes.
That's really nice.
A lot of cats in Cyprus also. And I maybe the most important fact you should know, in Russia we call cats like, you know, that's like, but in Cyprus you should call them, and they have another letter for this separate letter for this. Yes, one letter for calling cats. Okay, it was joke. So, but it's true, really, not.
Yeah,
Okay.
one more important thing. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. You gave us so many tips today, and I think, guys, you will also find Ivan on LinkedIn if you want to ask some other questions about the job. So the thing is, yeah, it's possible, and you should try. You should study English with a cross and then apply for a job if you would like to relocate.